Hi, I'm Danielle with Community Development Ymca. This month we're talking about the weather and more specifically wind. Did you know wind is a fluid? It is. Fluids are gases or liquids, and the wind is a gas. So it takes up space and has mass and matter. Today I'm going to do things a little bit different. I'm going to show you our experiment first, and then I'll show you how to do the experiment. So to start, we have this bottle. It has some blue water down here, some water that's been colored with some blue food coloring. We have just an empty bottle, and then we have a balloon filled with air. Now, I'm going to put the balloon on top of the bottle, and we're going to see what happens. And then as we put together the experiment together, I'm going to talk about why it happened. So we're going to fit the balloon over the top here. The balloon is filled with air, and we're going to see what happens. All right, ready? Now, as you can tell, the air in the balloon is going down and through the bottle, and the water is coming back out. So now we're going to try the experiment together. To get started, I have my instructions and I have my materials. So I have a pair of scissors. I also am using a knife today to help. Make sure that you must have a grown-up with you for that spot. You don't want to use the knife on your own unless you are old enough to do it. I have an empty bottle. I have tape. I have a straw, and you want to make sure you get a straw with a bendy neck. I have a clear cup with some water, some food coloring, and a balloon. Our first step is we're going to make sure our bottle is clean and empty. Mine has a little bit of water in it. Let me go ahead and get that out. So my water bottle is ready and good to go. The next thing I'm going to use is I'm going to take out the knife, and I'm going to make a small upside down V at the very bottom right here. This is where our straw is going to go. Now remember, you should have an adult with you when you're using the knife or the scissors to do this. So we're going to press in. It doesn't need to be very big. Even that out. Put that off to the side. So we've got a V cut right here. I'm going to push that in and down. And there's our little V cut hole. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place our straw on the inside. And then we'll take our tape and we're going to secure our straw and cover that hole. Now, when we cover that hole, we are making it so that nothing can get out around the straw. We'll make sure it's nice and tight. Put one more piece on the top there to make sure that it's really secure and none of the air or the wind is getting out around the straw. We just want it to go through the straw. I'm going to do one more piece. All right, and then you can go ahead and bend your straw. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to pour our water inside of our empty bottle. We don't need a lot of water. And then we'll add just one drop of food coloring. I'm using blue, but you can use whatever color you want. And we're going to mix it so that it all mixes up together. All right, the only steps we have left is we have our empty cup now. We're going to put on the end of the straw, and we have our balloon. Now, as we talked about, wind is a fluid. It's made up of gas. So when we look at the bottle, there's wind or air inside of the bottle. There's water at the bottom, but the rest of it is full of air. So it's taking up space. When we put the balloon on top, the balloon is also full of air. And when the balloon is on top and I take my fingers off, the air has to go somewhere. And there's only one way out. It goes down through the bottle, and once it goes down, there's no room for it down here. So what happens instead is that the air builds up and presses the water at the bottom up through the straw and out into the cup. This is how the wind blows. It pushes against each other, making room and making space for itself. So let's go ahead and blow up this balloon. We're going to pinch our fingers on it. And our fingers weren't pinched very well. And you're going to spread it across the top. Now, if there were a hole inside the balloon right here, then all of that air would be leaking out and there would be another space for the air to go. So the water wouldn't come up. But because there's more pressure in this air, or in the balloon, and there's nowhere else for it to go but out through this straw, the pressure in the balloon is going to press down on the air and the water in here and push it to the only place it can go, which is through the straw and out. And that is just how the wind works outside. So let's do it one more time and see how fast it can go. How about that? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Just like that. I hope you enjoyed learning about air pressure with us today and how it affects the wind. I'll see you again soon for another experiment. For now, you can add your comments and share what happened with your experiment with us in the comments below, and just make sure you hashtag GWRYMCA STEAM. Have a great day.